The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Hello, everyone. It's the week of March 11th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you. What up, everybody? Week 26 of Might Be News at the Might Be News Network. With me, as always, co-host Kev. What up, Kev?
What up?
What up, Jackie?
Hi.
Jackie's here for Danny, who has
pneumonia.
So get well soon, Danny. MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. Go there, click the link at the top, and find your new favorite show. Just check them all out. If you're only listening to one show on the Might Be News Network, check them out. There's a couple of them. More than a couple of them. Probably a few of them. Might Be Tunes last week. We got the season finales of Novak and Franz and Might Be Bruised this week on the Might Be News Network. The season finales of everything else is next week, people. So it's coming down to the wire. By the end of all of this, we will have recorded 115 podcasts.
It's crazy.
God.
115 podcasts. So, people, I'm telling you that there is a lot of content on the Might Be News Network.
I'm going to be real with you, though.
Be real, Kev.
So, I've been saying, nope, we're not taking a break. Nope, not happening. I woke up this morning. I was ready to text you and say, hey, last week was the season finale. In our time-space continuum,
Yeah.
I've gotten like 6 hours because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. 6 hours of sleep. And I am dead tired.
Yeah.
For real.
Daylight savings time.
We lost an hour.
Jackie woke me up like literally 10 minutes before you were supposed to be here. It's a mess this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you even set an alarm?
No, I didn't.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it was anyway. We're here. Like I said, season finales of Novak and Franz and Might Be Bruised this week. Very exciting times for everybody here. It's going to be nice to take some time off. I know a lot of people involved in the network and people listening to the network don't want us to go on break, but trust me, it'll be nice for us to miss this, and it'll be nice for our listeners to miss us. So, and like I said, I'm not going to tell everybody everything, but we have some things planned out for the next season.
What is it?
We're trying to make this stuff bigger. We're trying to make it better. I'm not telling right now, Kev.
What is it?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you while this is recording. I'll tell you as soon as I hit pause. But big things coming. Very exciting. Very, very big. I'm just so excited about the way that this season has gone. It's been a very big, project that we're doing, constantly trying to make it better. So we're not going to make it through another a break without doing something to improve the quality of the content and the amount of content. It's going to be absolutely crazy. So stay tuned for all that, and check out all the other shows this week too, because we're coming up to we got a special Amy's birthday episode of Relatable Radio tomorrow. Might Be Sports has always got something crazy going on, so check out the shows. Anyway, I got some good news.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
All right, good news. Week 26. I got a little update from a story that we had on Good News a few weeks ago. You guys might remember Danny talking about a little girl who wrote a letter to Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors about
Sneakers. Right?
Yep.
sneakers, and that she could only find boys' sneakers online and that there wasn't any girls' sneakers. So he wrote her a letter back, very lengthy letter, basically saying, I'm going to get this fixed, and it's supposed to be, anybody can wear these shoes, and It's just kind of labeled wrong, but he also said that he was planning on doing something special for her and for women in general. He celebrated International Women's Day by releasing his newest namesake sneaker, which he co-designed with the 9-year-old girl who prompted the NBA athlete to start selling his shoe to girls. The shoe, called the Under Armour Icon Curry 6 United We Win, is a blend of a dark and light purple and has a drawing of 2 girls holding a basketball on the sock liner with encouraging messages that read, "Rock the Currys, girl power, be bold." You can kind of see a picture of it in there. It's like drawn by one of his fans. It's like inside of the shoe. Under Armour said in a statement on its website Friday that Riley Morrison, the 9-year-old girl, designed the inside liner of the shoe. They, and they're fully customizable, but the shoes look pretty dope. They're pretty cool, and they just came out. I just thought that was neat that he not only did this for her, but had her help him with the creation of it. That was a pretty neat story. They're like $130, but proceeds from the shoes go to women's scholarship in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is pretty neat.
Why do I want to help San Francisco?
Oh, that's where he plays basketball.
I'm just kidding.
The thing I don't understand about it is the men's sneaker.
Yeah.
I use quotation marks for it. All it has to do be for men is the size.
Right.
Why didn't they just come out with the sneaker in women's sizes?
I think they put
because there's nothing on Steph Curry's sneaker that's targeting it to men.
Correct.
They're losing out on sales by putting woman power and...
No, what they did...
Dude, those are dope sneakers. I'd rock those sneakers if it didn't say girl power on it.
Well, it's on the inside of the shoe that it says that. It doesn't
That's fine, but everybody knows that it says that on the inside of the shoe now.
But
thanks a lot, Taylor. God, it's your fault. That, by the way, the inside of the shoe is going to wear off.
Yeah.
The second you wear them a couple of times.
But it's a known fact that that's a female sneaker.
Right. But
most guys...
You should have some pride and be okay with empowering women. It doesn't mean men are any less. It just means... women should feel empowered.
Kev has a good point though, that like if you had like a shoe, all you would really have to do is just like put 9/ whatever the girl size. Because what is the girl size? It's like 2 sizes less,
something like that.
Something like that.
They're losing out on sales.
Well, the whole reason that this happened is that the website had it mislabeled basically,
boys or men.
Yeah, because if you,
it's really
all they would have had to do is just say, "Here are the shoes." Boom, because they didn't make them for girls at all, or at least labeled it that they were. Even though you bring up a good point, anybody can wear the shoes. They just have to know the shoes different.
And this will bring in business for that little niche that women who follow basketball that would want to buy the shoes.
You think they're not buying basketball shoes anyway?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but they are, but they'd probably be more inclined to buy these.
You're correct.
Because
absolutely correct.
A celebrity went above and beyond what was asked of him. Like, he didn't have to do that.
I don't think they're going to lose out on money.
I don't think he's going to lose money.
People are going to buy whatever they want
I think people love it and are going to eat it up even if they don't follow basketball. Mothers are going to be like, I'm buying these for my daughter.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but how many fathers are going to go out there and buy them for their son?
They're not, because they already have so many sneakers.
They already have so many.
Guys, men and boys have so many sneaker options.
No, but they're the Steph Currys. Come on. And everybody wants the new pair. That's the way I think about it.
But you can get it anyway.
They shouldn't be so ashamed to have female empowerment inside of them. Who fucking cares? It's the inside
You're right,
of a shoe.
but does a 6-year-old kid want that?
Maybe.
Who cares? Because you know what? Truth be told, boys and girls shouldn't be raised to think any differently.
I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I agree with that.
Then they shouldn't be they should not feel ashamed to wear a shoe that has female empowerment inside. Grow a little. Grow spiritually here, Kev. Come on.
I'm saying I agree with you. But
would you not let your son?
No, go back to grade school. I want you to think about this. Go back to grade school. And how'd you make fun of a kid how did a boy make fun of another kid? You throw like a girl. Come on.
Right, but this is up to the parents nowadays to change that viewpoint.
And
It's a completely different narrative now.
I get it.
I think I also think you're missing the point slightly here. Is that these shoes are made to empower girls, little girls. These shoes are made for little girls. These shoes are made. Obviously, they're $130, so they're made for their parents to go out and buy these for their little girls that want to play basketball. So I think that you go to the Under Armour website and it's just like, boom, here's shoes. Now it's here's the shoes, not here's boys/men's shoes. It's here's shoes, and these are just in there somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm sure that they're in the description of these shoes are specifically designed of the Women's Day International, blah, 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 because he's going to release another shoe like this every year on that date. There's another thing, part of the story. So I just think it's a cool thing that he did for the little girl and for women in general, just to kind of, I support you, here's a shoe. Go buy the shoe. And also it supports scholarships. The second and final story that I have for good news this week. In Norman, Arkansas, a high school senior has taught his fellow classmate a valuable lesson. On Tuesday, Tanner Wilson surprised his fellow classmate with an electric wheelchair. For years, Brandon Quayles has used his manual chair. Wilson started saving 3 years ago over the years and has searched for an electric wheelchair he could afford to buy his friend. This week he finally found one. He bought it and he brought it to school. So his friend, these guys, they've known each other throughout their entire, school.
Does it say how old they are?
The one kid is a senior, so he's probably like 17, 18. Okay. And I think the other one is the same age.
Same age.
But yeah, he bought him an electric wheelchair and he brought it to school, and it was this huge thing. We posted it on the Might Be News Facebook, so definitely check it out because it's a very cool story. Those things aren't cheap.
No.
Those things aren't cheap. And this kid was definitely very, very hype about it. So, that's good news. What do we got this week? I've got only a couple stories. I'm tired too, Kev.
I'm ready for a nap. And that's halfway through my coffee.
So, probably the biggest story that I saw this week. Very, very interesting stuff. Doctors in London say that they have apparently eradicated HIV from a patient's body. It's only the second time that this has been accomplished, despite many attempts over more than a decade. While some commentators are calling the cure for HIV, the scientists who performed the experiment say it's too soon to say that. Instead, they say the patient is in remission. Bone marrow transplant is how they've done this. Bone marrow transplant, which this kind of stuff isn't done in the U.S. It's illegal in the U.S., I'm pretty sure. Bone marrow stuff.
Well, bone marrow transplants aren't.
Right.
They're not illegal.
They're not illegal here?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I just
Because they're
remember,
always looking for bone marrow matches.
I have to look up.
It's very painful, I hear.
Yeah, I have to look it up because I remember there were some stem cells. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, stem cells is different.
Because it's very controversial.
Yeah.
But
both cases involved risky procedure called a stem cell transplant, otherwise known as bone marrow transplant. So I guess it's like the same thing. The first recipient, Timothy Brown, gained fame for the so-called Berlin patient after transplants in 2007 and 2008 rid him of HIV, and he remains HIV-free today.
In remission?
Well, the first guy. The first guy got this done in 2007 and 2008. Like it was.
My question is, at what point is it no longer remission, and it's just you no longer have it?
I don't know. See, because this is
such new territory.
It's such a new thing. Because till now it was, well, you have HIV, we have to make sure you don't get AIDS because that's what's going to kill you. And that's how people like Magic Johnson have lasted as long as he has. With HIV is because he's found a way not to get AIDS. The whole thing is very, very crazy because HIV and AIDS has a massive death toll every year. It's just, this
is that worldwide?
Yeah.
Because I feel like medicine's come a long way.
Right. Well, this is the first of its kind. This is the first treatment of its kind. And I mean, it's obviously going to be, I'm sure it's absolutely ridiculously expensive and whatever. But at least there's breakthroughs happening. One thing I think of all the time, and I'm a conspiracy guy to a point. We see it every year in the NFL. They wear the pink for the breast cancer awareness and the cancer awareness and HIV, awareness, and raise money for these causes and all this stuff. And year after year after year after year, there's really no significant step that we see in the public that they're taking it's getting better, right? So it's good to see something like this where it's just like, all right, well, at least there's some progress being made. Yeah. Obviously, there's alternate medicine that people have been using in different countries and things of that nature, holistic medicines and stuff like that. That's taken small steps and certainly making life easier for patients. I just think if something like that, like bone marrow transplants and stem cell, would that be able to help people with cancer and other illnesses, maybe? Right. Like MS and yeah. I mean, and that's another one. There's so many other ones that I mean, I also don't read like medicine magazines and things of that nature.
We wouldn't understand
I wouldn't understand any of it.
The lingo.
I wouldn't understand any of it. I read this article and I didn't understand most of it, but
just enough to know
the highlighted areas is that somebody had HIV and now he doesn't.
It's not primarily dominant in our country either.
What's that?
It's
HIV?
HIV. Isn't it like Africa
certainly
and shit?
Not compared to other places. Yes, Africa. There's like a huge outbreak.
Are they going to be able to afford it?
No, and the thing, because this is very big, hard, like you said, very painful. The whole thing is very, very crazy. So to be able to do it on a scale to just cure the world of HIV is not going to be a thing, I would imagine. But this is just at least saying, it's a step in a direction where at least they know how to get rid of it. Like because they're not just going to start rounding everybody up and saying, hey, we're going to do bone marrow transplants. Yeah. And
well, I'm wondering if they would do like an experimental treatment and then pulling people from all over the world and,
the second guy, this is the second guy that they've done this with. The man had been diagnosed with HIV in 2003. Then in 2012, the unidentified patient was diagnosed with cancer. After standard treatments failed, they gave the patient a stem cell transplant, essentially killing off his old immune system and giving him a new one.
That's ridiculous.
How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, by doing this, his body was made stronger to fight off this, infection, this, it's this virus. It's absolutely crazy. So, 16 months after the man's transplant, doctors found no sign of HIV in his body. They decided to stop treating him with antiviral drugs after he volunteered to stop taking them. It has now been more than 18 months, and the infection hasn't reappeared in the second guy.
So they're not even sure if it's in remission or if it's gone.
Well, there's no sign of it in the body. There's no sign of it there.
It could lay dormant, like I don't know.
Well,
I'm not a fucking doctor.
It's just like anything else. They have to. That's why they're saying it's in remission, because they don't want to sit here and say, "Hey, you're cured. It's gone. It's gone forever," because they don't know if it's
let's
gone
use
forever.
this as a learning, like a learning tool.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up this time. Like they just basically almost cured you, and like let's practice safe sex.
Yep, that's absolutely crazy stuff. So next thing I have. longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek revealed in a video posted to YouTube that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't have one. You do. Are you jealous of his mustache?
No.
Dude, it's epic.
It is epic.
His mustache is epic.
I'm not a mustache guy.
But does he currently have one?
He doesn't. He does currently have one.
I thought so.
He
I
does
think
not
he was.
currently have
I think
one.
he was
shaved
known
it.
for it, but I
Oh.
think he shaved it.
Yeah, he was known for it. I'm seeing like throwback pics of him right now.
His dong duster.
Gross.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, revealed that he's 78 years old. He's going to attempt to finish out the season at Jeopardy. He said in his video, quote, "Just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, normally this prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this and I'm going to keep working. And with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease," he said. He has hosted the show since 1984. He took a leave of absence in January 2018 after surgery to remove blood clots from his brain.
Holy shit.
In October 2018, he renewed his contract with Sony Pictures Television to continue host the quiz show through 2022. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, he's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
He's iconic.
I originally thought that nobody could replace Bob Barker on The Price is Right. I really feel that way about Jeopardy.
Yeah, I can't imagine Jeopardy without Alex Trebek.
No.
Like
no way.
I can't imagine that. Like who?
Drew Carey.
Ugh.
There's nothing wrong with Drew Carey.
There's nothing wrong with Drew Carey, but there's everything wrong with Drew Carey on Jeopardy. That's where I draw the line.
He's not going to do Jeopardy.
That's where I draw the line.
He's doing it.
He's just stay in his lane. He's stay in his lane. I don't even know who. Like that's the thing. I don't even know who is qualified to do Jeopardy. Like, all right, let's throw it out there right now. Who's your Jeopardy pick?
Well, how did he get picked? Like, who was he before Jeopardy? 'Cause
I don't know.
We know him as
It
a
doesn't
Jeopardy.
matter.
It was the mustache.
It doesn't
And he's
matter.
been hosting Jeopardy since 1984.
Yeah.
It's the year I was born,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
My entire life.
No shit. Yeah.
Who's your pick?
I really don't know. Alec Baldwin.
I can't.
Alec Baldwin on
It needs to
Jeopardy.
be somebody a little bit more intelligent.
I don't know. I'd be kind of hype on Alec Baldwin on Jeopardy. That's just my person. That's just the first thing that came to mind.
Dude from Tesla.
Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
Okay.
Guys, I can't think. Like, this is.
Like Howie Mendel or what's his name?
No,
No.
he's too goofy.
And Alec
I'm
Baldwin is
sorry.
severely unhinged.
Yeah, but he wouldn't need to get upset on Jeopardy.
Too goofy. Howie
Steve
Mandel.
Harvey on Jeopardy?
No, he
Steve
does
Harvey does Family
Feud.
Feud, and he's great at it.
He is great at it.
Like the off the wall answers that they give. You won't get that on Jeopardy.
Watched a clip this morning, and they were like, "Name something that if Little Red Riding Hood showed up to Steve Harvey's house, she'd be like, "My, you have big," and the guy said lips, and it was the second answer.
Who else could do it? Who else?
I mean, see, I feel like it would almost be an unknown.
Yeah, you think so? Just like some, they have a whole season
They would do
of like
they would
American
lose-
Idol just to find out who the new Jeopardy host is.
They would lose their audience.
You think
But
so?
see, to
Yeah.
me, like it can't just be any celebrity. Like you need somebody that is intelligent that can understand the answers
Right.
And not
Like-
just read them.
and not just read them. Because I truly think like Alex Trebek knows his shit. He knows how to pronounce things correctly.
Correct. Yeah, he does.
Like
He does.
you have to be poised a certain way. Like I don't think you can just throw anybody in there.
Wayne Brady.
No, dude, he's too goofy. I mean, the dude can act smart.
He is a smart guy. I mean, I think
How do
that he
you
can
know?
do that.
Have you met him?
I've seen him in interviews. He's a smart guy. Come on, Kev.
I'm gonna have to think about this. I really don't know.
Because I think it's interesting. I mean, because obviously this isn't. You say that they might lose their audience, Kev, but I disagree because it's not like he's getting fired or they just didn't renew his contract or something. It's a shame. This whole thing is horrible. And he's going to probably hopefully finish the season. I don't know how seasons of Jeopardy work. To me, I feel like it's on every day and it's a new episode. I don't know if it's a new episode though.
Right,
Like,
it could be a rerun. I
have no idea. Like I've never once sat down to watch the season finale of Jeopardy because I was hype about it.
Just
Like I never even knew when it was.
have a whole season. Every episode is a different host, and then the viewers get to pick.
So my friends are always like, Jackie, Jeopardy's on. I'm like, no. I like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, you're a wheel.
I'm a Wheel of Fortune, but I'll happen to tune in because it comes on right after Jeopardy.
Right.
And everyone's like, but it's Jeopardy. I'm like, no, I'm not smart enough for Jeopardy,
I like
guys.
the kids' Jeopardy.
Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, when they do like the college edition, even then I'm like,
Well, Jeopardy, they've included some more like pop culture kind of things into it. I guess in recent years, like they've had like more hip hop stuff too, and because every now and then I'll see like a clip on YouTube or on Facebook or something of some random question that was pretty funny or whatever. But I don't know. I'm curious to see. Because Jeopardy's not going anywhere. That's an iconic show. I don't think that it's just going to end. I'd be curious to see who's going to be on after.
yeah, it's obviously not some type of fad like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Right.
Is that still on? Because the last I heard
so.
it got moved to like daytime.
It was daytime.
It was like at noon.
I think it is still on.
Dude, Wayne Brady comes in pretty clutch with no deal. What's the thing right before Price is Right? But they dress up like goofy characters. Jesus Christ, you guys are failing me.
You got to give me more.
This is daytime
Wayne
television?
Brady to daytime television.
I didn't know Wayne Brady was on daytime television.
I'm at
Jesus
work during the
Christ.
day, Kev.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wayne Brady daytime television show. Fucking
Hold on.
Jesus.
Whose line is it anyway?
No.
I loved that show.
I
Let's
did
bring
too.
that back.
It's a remake of the 70s show
Oh, I don't know, Kev.
where they all dress up like goofy characters and they got to say they take what's in the box or behind curtain number 2. Jesus Christ.
You're a dickhead.
I'm a dickhead. You can't even name it.
I'm Googling it because you apparently don't know how to.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll talk about our last story of the week. R. Kelly has had a pretty crazy month. There was a
Let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
Okay, great job, Kev. Way to Google. Thanks for the assist, Jackie.
Anytime.
Holding the show together over here.
Let's make a deal
So
that you go home.
We are.
you go home, Kev.
Spoiler alert.
Get out now. So R. Kelly has been having a lot of crazy weeks here, and there was a show, Surviving R. Kelly, that kind of got everybody talking about R. Kelly again. That was where it pretty much started. Over the years, R. Kelly has been involved in accusations of basically having sex with minors. To keep it simple, there's numerous videos of him allegedly having sex with 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls.
World's greatest.
He gave a emotional, an explosive interview with Gayle King.
Yep.
And if I'm sure people listening have probably seen the video, but if you're anything like co-host Kev, you have no idea what's going on in the world.
I live on a rock.
And I encourage you to go watch this interview because,
dude, he's fucking stupid.
You can kind of make your own judgments on whether he's, telling the truth or if he's just acting. He was put in jail the following day after that interview for unpaid child support. He owed like over $100,000.
A woman bailed him out.
Yeah. Different women in Chicago apparently have
bailing
been
him out of jail.
He's been in jail twice in the past month, and both times he got bailed out by fans.
This is when you just do like the face palm emoji, like over and over and over, because you're like, guys, get him off the streets for at least a little bit.
Man, it's absolutely crazy. The whole thing is nuts. Sorry, I accidentally got a ice cube in my mouth.
In your
That's
drink.
not good to have in your mouth during a podcast. Anyway, I don't listen to R. Kelly at all because I think he's a scumbag. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, he's not been convicted of any of these things, but that's coming. I think that's coming.
He sucks.
What do you think, Kev? Are you an R. Kelly fan?
I was back in Space Jam era during his song "The World's
Remix.
Greatest." Yeah,
Remix Ignition?
yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
that was great. I
got some
loved
hits.
it, but all around as a general, like as a person, yeah, he sucks
Yeah.
big time.
Jackie?
I liked him back in the day. And then once you start hearing things and you're like, okay, I'm hearing, like, it's not just like the rumblings and mumblings of people talking. There's actually some like now proof behind all of it. So
On the flip
He's a piece of
side of
shit.
all this stuff, on the flip side of this, there's a lot of controversy going on with Michael Jackson these days as well. I thought it was a 4-part docuseries. It's only 2. Leaving Neverland aired last week on HBO, and I started watching it, but I came in like halfway through, so I need to restart it and watch it because I am curious about it. But after it aired, radio stations around the world have started pulling Michael Jackson music. The Simpsons.
It's crazy.
The Simpsons pulled their Michael Jackson episode
That's crazy.
from reruns and whatever. So
I mean, I hate to be biased and say that, but I have no problem with R. Kelly songs getting pulled.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson songs are they're timeless.
And he's done a lot for like the world in general. So like it's very conflicting because you're like, okay, I've read many articles and people are like, Wade Robson is lying. He was dating Michael Jackson's niece at the time that all this was going on, that he's bitter because he wanted to be the choreographer on the Cirque du Soleil for Michael Jackson's show, and they ultimately hired somebody else. So the timeline looks like he's being revengeful. And it's not to say something didn't happen to him, but everyone is like, this documentary is so biased. It is one side. They didn't interview anyone else. It's just what the narrative they wanted to tell.
Yep.
So, and I get, like, documentaries can do that. They can pick and pull what information they want to share, but people need to educate themselves and not just base it off of this documentary, in my opinion.
Well, and so much these days that anything that happens like this or even close to it, the court of public opinions is bigger now than it ever has been because of social media.
Yeah.
Right. So that everybody has an opinion and those opinions go viral. Right. Because if somebody makes a valid argument on Facebook or Twitter or something, then that goes a long way due to hashtags and things of that nature now. So, you see it in politics, you see it in sports, you see it in entertainment, you see it everywhere. So when R. Kelly is going against the same type allegations of, related, it's interesting to see how the public reacts to these things. And Michael Jackson, when the whole thing was going down in 2008, 2007, whenever his big trial was.
He wasn't convicted.
But I remember when that whole thing was going on, everybody was on, it was very split. It was very split.
And it still feels very split.
Yeah.
I think the big difference is right now, like, Michael Jackson has been dead almost 10 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like he can't even defend himself. And when everything came out, he freely admitted that, yes, these children were sleeping in the bed with him, which is fucking weird, okay? That is weird. And it's not to say that anything inappropriate had happened. Is it weird? Yes. But We don't know. And I don't think we'll ever truly know.
Dude's got so much money he could have paid off people, but on the other hand, also nothing could have happened.
I mean, we've talked about it before, where with like the Catholic Church and things like that, where obviously people that are in this position, they use their power to get what they want. And
manipulate people.
And in this case, it would be the power, the fame. I mean, there was nobody bigger than Michael Jackson. When all these things were taking place, there's nobody bigger than Michael Jackson in the world. So, of course, nobody's going to think anything of it, right? I think that just being in the bed with the kids is inappropriate. I think that, there's certain things in the whole grand scheme of the story that I just take away. And like I said before, I play Michael Jackson's music less. It's not that I don't appreciate it. It's not that I don't like the music, but I hear it and I hear a weirdo. That's my opinion. I think he's a weirdo, was a weirdo. Obviously, rest in peace, whatever. He wasn't convicted of it, so I can't really go anywhere further than just my opinion of what I've heard of who he was. Yeah.
I will say this. Corey Feldman apparently made a statement a couple days ago saying that he can no longer defend him. He said, I don't want to be perceived as I'm here to defend Michael Jackson because I can no longer do that. I cannot in good consciousness defend anyone who's being accused of such horrendous crimes. He went on to say, I'm also not here to judge him because, again, he did not do those things to me, and that was not my experience.
Yeah. He went on a rant after originally watching the Leaving Neverland thing and basically said the same thing, that, like, listen, I didn't have that experience. I can't say that these guys are lying, but I also can't say that they're telling the truth. And I mean, there's a lot of people that feel that way about it because a lot of celebrities now that were, kid celebrities, had interactions with Michael Jackson. And a lot of them are basically saying the same thing that he was saying. It didn't happen to me, but maybe these guys are telling the truth. Maybe not. I don't know.
There's people like when they groom children, they don't do it to every child because they need some point of speculation. So I don't know. I don't know. The man, like I said, he's been dead for almost 10 years. It happened 10 years this year. And he was known as the king of pop, and you're going to like strip him of all his titles and he's dead. He can't defend himself. So I think that's my biggest issue with it, is that it's going to, in my opinion, go unresolved because there's no proof. There's no new evidence has been brought to light on any of this.
Right.
And at one point, Wade Robson did say that he never touched him inappropriately. And now he's saying he perjured himself. And now we're supposed to believe him. Right. And again, he allegedly was dating one of Michael Jackson's nieces during that time that this was happening.
It's a very crazy thing. We're going to just go right into what's the point. And we're going to do late review, and then we're going to get the hell out of here.
Sounds good.
We're all tired.
I gotta go.
So, my point this week. Jackie and I are going to go see, in this time space continuum, we're going to go see Captain Marvel tonight, which I'm very excited about. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Nice.
Which I'm very excited about. Kev, did you watch Infinity War yet?
No.
This takes place before that. It takes place in the 90s.
90s, right?
I think 95 or 93 or something like that. But it's going to kind of tie her into the whole story and what happens next, because I assume that she's going to have a pretty big, deal in what comes next for the Marvel thing. But director and comic book guru Kevin Smith, Clerks, Mallrats, all that stuff, posted on Twitter his emotional response to seeing the movie. I'm showing these guys a picture of Kevin Smith that he took of himself after the movie. He's crying. He's upset or emotional anyway. His tweet says, "Just saw Captain Marvel. I am a blubbering mess. After a lifetime spent referencing the movies just referenced me. Many thanks to Marvel Studios and to my friend Stan Lee for the shout out. But if I'm now a part of the Marvel Universe, did I survive the snap? During Stan Lee's cameo in Captain Marvel, he's seen reading the script to Smith's 1995 film Mallrats, in which Stan Lee infamously has a cameo in. So I think that is just so cool. And I just got goosebumps just talking about it. And I'm glad that I kind of knew about this going into it, because I probably would have gotten a little emotional. Because I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, and I can only imagine just the feeling that he got seeing that. Because what he said, he's so into comics. He's got a show on AMC about it. He's got his own comic book shop.
Yeah.
So I would assume that was just the coolest thing in the world to him. Because he was very, very emotional when Stan Lee died, just like so many other people. Because Stan Lee had such a huge influence on so many lives. Myself, certainly, big time, huge comic book person. But the end game, the new Avengers movie, is supposedly going to be his last cameo.
Kevin Smith.
No, Stan Lee's.
Oh,
Stan Lee's. So that was my point. I can't wait to see it. And I guess it'll probably be my review for the finale next week. We'll see. I'll just do that now. I'll just do that. Kev, what's your point?
I'm going back to something I talked about either last week or 2 weeks ago. A little something I discussed with co-host Dan about how I think that hockey players are the most humble. And he might be correct that I'm kind of biased because it's my sport. I'm going to go with that. He might be correct on that.
Yeah.
But Mary C. Schoolhouse, the Westchester School, wrote Carter Hart a Valentine. They wrote him a Valentine. This guy drops everything that he's doing. He signed like 30 or 35 pucks, came to the school. He brought like 3 or 4 pizzas with him.
Wow.
Threw him a pizza party and gave every kid a signed puck.
That's awesome.
How fucking cool is that?
That's really cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only if my son was there, my son would have fucking blown a gasket, but like it would have been. I wish. I mean, I said, why didn't you write him a Valentine?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was so neat.
Very cool. Late review, Kev. Do you got a review?
Yeah, fucking stupid ass movie I watched last night called Mine on Netflix. It was dumb. I hated it. Well, I didn't hate the movie. I just absolutely am appalled with how it ended.
I think that's worse too, because you're like, okay, I can justify my hatred of the movie if the whole movie fucking blows. But if it's decent and then the ending sucks, I think that makes me more mad than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you blew it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You dropped the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert, he's not standing on a line.
Don't.
Fuck it. No, it was that bad. I don't want to waste other people's time with this.
Wow.
He is not standing on a landmine.
Wow, Kev out here spoiling movies.
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
You'll have to edit something in to say spoiler alert.
Fuck it. I never even heard of this movie, so I don't even
Don't watch it.
It's apparently like from 2016 or something.
So, but it was like good though, leading up to it.
It was okay.
Was it intense?
At some points.
Yeah.
I mean, you think he's physically standing on a landmine and a fucking sandstorm comes in where he's got to fucking wrap his face up so he's not breathing on the sand, and he braces himself with his fucking sniper rifle and a fucking knife, and he fucking digs him into the sand. It was kind of intense, but I could have done without it.
Wow.
Sure could have. Should have watched Infinity War.
Wow.
Well, have you learned your lesson yet?
My late review this week, I was going to wait, but I'll do it now. EA just came out with a new game with BioWare called Anthem. You've probably seen the commercials on TV for it. It's been
free, right?
No.
I'm thinking
you have to buy it. But you're thinking of Apex Legends.
Apex, yeah.
Which I have not played. But I got Anthem. I got it the day it came out. And very buggy at first. There was a lot of glitches, a lot of things kind of wrong with it. But overall, BioWare seems to be being very diligent with getting updates out and trying to patch things up. They just put out a patch over the weekend that made it very, very improved. But
very, very improved.
It was very, very improved.
He's clearly tired.
But it's a great game. So if you don't know anything about it, it's a third-person game, and you basically fly around like Iron Man and just blow shit up in this wherever the hell the game takes place.
Battle those big bot-looking things.
Yeah, there's big things that you end up blowing up, and it's a crazy game. I enjoy it. The map is huge. The graphics are incredible. I give it an 8. It's going to get better. And they're putting out a lot of free content with it. You have to buy the game, but they're putting out a lot of free content with it over the next few months, whatever. And they have like different world like events so people can. It's all co-op. There's no PvP. There's nothing like that. It's all co-op.
Spoiler alert, real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So I know Amy told you last night that Modern Warfare just released on PlayStation Network.
Yeah. I didn't look yet.
Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Not the one that we played at Prospect.
Not the second one.
Not the second one.
Okay. It was the first one.
The second one is due to come out before the end of 2019.
And that's the one with Gillied Up.
No, that one is Modern Warfare.
That's the first one.
That's in the story mode.
Okay.
The one map with the fucking with the scar.
Yeah.
How we used to fucking roll fucking shit with the scar. Yeah.
Okay.
That's coming out. And
okay. Are you getting it?
fuck yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I got the first one when it came out and I traded it in and then I re-downloaded it when it came out for free.
Did you?
Smart.
All right. I might have to look into getting the second one if you are. Just to run
going.
shit.
Dude, I'm going.
Because it's online as well too, right? The PvP stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't really fuck with those games anymore, but I might just for that.
Just for that game, just to throw it back.
Because it's all remastered, right?
Yeah,
it's gonna look look way better.
It looks good.
Wow. I'm gonna check out the first one because I enjoyed that game. I had like all the stories for those.
The story mode, it's good, but just comparing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 compared to this Call of Duty, you can do almost next to nothing.
Yeah. Well, see, I would kind of probably enjoy a throwback to, not being able to run up walls and.
Oh, you can't do that in this. In
the
Black Ops 4.
one. Oh, you can't.
Boots on the ground. I mean, you can heal yourself.
Yeah, right. Real quick, you didn't rate that movie.
The movie leading up to the end, I would probably give like 5 or 6. And then the ending, I'd give it like a half a point.
Wow.
I was expecting 0, so
Yeah.
I'm impressed that you gave half a point.
Half a point.
Oh, great job this week, guys. I'm just gonna cut it short because we're here. It's early in the morning, and fuck that.
I'm tired.
Kev's also got some things to do, but we all do. So, everybody enjoy your week, and make sure you check out Amy's birthday episode of Relatable Radio tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday, Amy.
Might be sports on Wednesday, and make sure to tune in to the season finales of Novak and Franz and Might Be Brews. That's happening Thursday and Friday this week. It's going to be great. And the season finales of everything else happens next week, guys. We really appreciate all the support that you've been giving. Going to the website, checking out different shows. But again, if you're only listening to one show, take a listen to some other ones. I guarantee that you're going to find something that you're going to like. mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier for you to find your new favorite podcast. Say peace out, Kev.
Fuck 'em.
Peace out, Jackie.
Bye.
And again, I'm Taylor Cooper. Make sure you listen to everything. I'll see you guys next time.